All right, so we modeled our pear, and now it's time to add some materials to it. So I've got some images here of what we're going to do. All right, this is from the node editor, and this is going to be the pear skin material. There's obviously more we can do as well. Probably I shouldn't say obviously, but basically we're going to have a noise texture, and we're going to send this through a color ramp. That's going to give us some colors. All right, and Voronoi texture as well, and then another one, and we're going to send that through the principal BSDF, and that's just the material output over there. And then we'll do some stuff for the stem. We've got some mapping nodes here, although we're not going to UV unwrap this. And so you may not need this, but I find that I like the effect a little bit better with it. So let's just bring in the noise texture and the color ramp and stuff like that. So I'm going to select my pear and split my screen here, T and T, and go into the node editor. And I'm going to click new, and we're going to get started with that. Okay. So I'm going to switch this over here, Shift S. I'm going to switch that to a principal BSDF. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to take this one and Shift D, bring it over here. Give myself some room, Shift S, and I'm going to change this to a noise texture. And Shift D, copy it again, and Shift S, and we are going to find that color ramp. Eventually you figure out where all these things are. Okay, so on this one, because I have the node wrangler enabled, I'm going to go Control T, and that's going to give us the mapping node. I'm just going to switch this to object. I like that better. Okay. Now we're going to come out of here into here, and we're going to need a little bit more. Actually, going to come out of the FAC. The other one's going to be color. So take that back for the FAC there. So we got our noise texture, a color ramp, and we're going to bring that into a mix RGB multiply node. Maybe we'll do that in a bit. Let's work on this part first. So let's maybe bring that right to there. Shouldn't see much of a change. Let's go to material. And there we can see the effects of the noise. It's already starting to look a little bit like a pear. Okay. So this is all going to stay the same. I'm just going to go use these values, all right, for now. So I'm going to put my noise texture as 4 and detail is 12. So I'm going to go 4 and 12. Okay, and then we need some colors. So I'm going to slide this one up. Okay, you can see what's happening. And I might even want to color pick from this image, pear skin material one. So I might try that. You could take a real image of a pear and color pick from that. Let's see how well this works. I'm going to color pick from that. So with the black one selected, I'll go for something like that. All right, maybe it's a little. All right, well, we'll go with something like that for the time being. So I'm going to take all this in a box select, Shift D, and bring it down. I'm going to switch this one to texture Voronoi. I'll leave it on intensity, up the scale, and I'm going to split this, and I'm going to bring in a mix RGB here. I'm going to put this on multiply, and I believe we're just going color to color. fact, a little bit lower. We're starting to get these little dots in here. Put it there. I'll go for a bit of a dark. So we've got that in there too. We take that out, and you don't see much of an effect. See, if I do that, you can start to see those dots coming through. Okay. Hopefully you can see that on camera. Cool. I squeeze it together. I'll zoom in a bit more. See the way they're darker, lighter. So you just find the spot that you like. So we get these splotches here, and we get these. I think it's starting to look a little bit more like a pear anyhow. We're going to add one more texture here. This Voronoi, and that's going to give me the dots that you would see. And this greater than is going to enable me to control the size of those dots. I'll show you what I mean. So we've got this. Let's make sure everything's deselected. Border select, and we'll copy this down. We're also going to do some bump down here in a bit. So let's leave that on Voronoi. All right, I'm going to go for a scale of 20, so leaving that. And I'm going to switch this to a math. It's greater than, there it is. And let's see if I can I just, okay. So, if I slide this, won't be able to get that, so let's see if I can tell you anything, show you anything. Yeah, you can see that I can slide this. You see the way it changes the size. So let's set that pretty small. Won't see anything yet. We're going to connect this and take another one of these. Let's move that, Shift D, copy that, and put that in there. We're going to connect those, and then we'll deal with the facts. There they are, right there. Okay. So let's see if I do that. Okay. I just like that. Roughly. If I just go a little bit more, just a tiny bit darker. There we go. And that's the basic. That's what I wanted to go for. So we got splotches, we got some other lighter ones, and we got the darker ones in there. Okay, so for our bump, we're going to use this. Okay, color to height. And normal to normal. And what we need in here is we need a light. No, yeah, I'll put a sun in for the moment. Let's get rid of this. Okay. I'll go for 20. 12. Let's see if we like that. Very small. And 0.1. And to help, let's also, let's not forget to do this. Let's bring this to 0.25. You could try that. With a little bit of shine, we'll be able to see some bump in there. And we can also, if you wanted to, bring that, depending on how shiny you want your pear to be. Let's do the stem now. I'm going to click new to create a new material. And I'm going to follow this image here. I think I'll bring that in. Once again, you could color pick if you wanted to. And when I say color pick, I mean from a real image. Okay, so here's what we're going to have. Principled and various other textures here. So let's switch this to principled shader. I'm going to copy this over and switch this to a noise texture. And I think we're going to need a couple of those. So let's bring another one down there. Noise and noise. We're going to need a couple of color ramps. Where's that? Color ramp there. We're going to need another one down here. I think they're going to be different. If they're going to be the same, we'll just copy them. Yeah, they are going to be different. Okay, this one is going to give us our colors. And this one is going to be used for bump. Okay, so let's just set that up. Okay, fact to fact. Fact to fact. And that's going to go right into our base color. Okay, so we start to see some stuff going on here. Okay, now I don't have the texture mapping nodes, but I think I'm going to try them. So I'm going to select that and go Control T. And I'm going to switch this to object, and we'll see if that gives me anything I like better. I think I might like that better when we do this. Okay, so we're going to have this. I'm going to slide this along a bit, and you can see the effects on there. You just set these up the way you like. So I'll take this one, and we'll see if we can roughly get that in there. I just want to set this up 15 and 2. Alright, so we get something along the lines of that. Okay, so you can do this however you like. So we're going to have that going on. And we're going to also use this for bump, and this sort of grayscale is, you know, sort of medium gray, and then black's going to go down, white's going to come up, so we're going to get a little bit of bump out of this. Okay, so we'll just set this up. Want to come out of that noise texture here into this. Let's put that down there. I might as well set this all up. Mix RGB and then the noise texture there. Let's take that one, copy it. Give myself some more room here. There we go. Mix RGB. Okay, good. That's better. Color to color. Okay. And we want those grays. Let's see if I see anything with that. Well, that's all you're gonna see. All right, hang on a second here. Let's bring this into a bump. So I'm gonna copy that and switch that to vector bump. Okay. Starting to see a little bit based on this. Okay. So you can mess around with these values a little bit. Check that. This noise texture. Okay, let's see, watch this. There, okay. Depending on how much you want. And what do we got for our strength? 0.5. Make this a little bit lighter, a little bit more. Okay, anyways, I'll play around with those. $15.15. Okay, I changed the detail on here, so I don't know if you're not really going to see much of an effect. Okay, and let's also adjust the roughness. 0.3. Okay, depending on the lighting, so. And you can do some more specular if you wanted to. You know, there's more that you could do, by all means. Maybe you don't like those colors, but it's up to you and what you think looks good. And I think we basically have done it. All right, we did this, we did this, and we did this. So really what's left, let's get rid of that for now. That. Okay, and let's get rid of this. Let's set up camera. Lock camera to view. Let's look through. Hit the home button, zoom out a bit, and say, okay, that's where I want to be. And so now I'll bring in some area lights. Scale up nice and big. Let's rotate the X. Let's try 60 for this one. A little bit yellowish. Not much though. Let's copy that over here. Just rotate it. Maybe I'll put it up there. Make it a bit smaller. Let's make that a bit bluish. Let's make this 30. And let's try, what am I doing? Area light, one more in behind. Rotate that in the X. Okay, let's get rid of the background image. Don't need that anymore. I'm gonna go for 15 in white on that one. Just want to see it coming through. Might want it this way. Like that. Okay. Okay, so what have I got going on here? Okay, I like to set on my camera here, or on my, my render tab here, under film, I like to set that for transparent, so when I render, we'll see a transparent background. Sometimes I see my lighting better than on a black background or whatever, and I've just changed my lights. I've just upped the strength. I was set that one at 200, and this one at 20, and this one at, this one at 80, all right? So what I'll do is I'll come up here. I'm just gonna go for 75 for that, and for sampling, I'll put it at 250. I could do all this kind of stuff too if you wanted, and I'll make sure that denoising is on, and I'll take a quick render and we'll have a look at how it's going. Here's my Pear, and you can see the reflection of the lights here. You might want it shinier, less shiny. You might want to adjust the position of those lights. All right, and my stem, and I like it on the transparent background because then if you bring this into your image editing software like GIMP or Photoshop or whatever, and it's white in the background, you get that sort of like that product look. You won't get, shadows cast on the background, but it'll be nice and bright, and you still get the lighting here. Anyhow, you could obviously tweak this to your heart's content and put some other discoloration, and you can deform the mesh a little bit here to pinch it in, various things like that. But that's basically how I would make the Pear and its texture.